Okay, everybody, this video is just to show my tank. This is my 20-gallon tank and how it's set up, what I use to maintain it, to clean it, keep the fish happy, um, just kind of all the materials that you might need. Starting off, I'll just show you the fish that I have in here right now. Up front, we have the dwarf gourmet. Then we have a Dalmatian Molly. That is a juvenile guppy. I breeded him or her. I think it's a her, and two others. There's some in there. There's a male adult guppy, two males right there, and there's a female right there. I'm not sure exactly what this fish is, but he's a tetra, and he's supposed to school with those guys back there. The bloodfin tetras, but they don't really school. Pretty much the same family. Moving along, that's Dano. Let's see. We got the honey gourmet back there. It's a good fish to have. I like that fish. Neon tetras. I think I have 2 or 3 of those. And down there is, I'm not exactly sure what his name is, but he's a algae eater. I think he's called, like red algae eater or something like that. He doesn't eat much algae though. So, the gravel. This is all natural river gravel. The structure in the middle, that's not natural. That's just something that you get at PetSmart or whatever. These are all natural plants. 3 different species. That's a heater. I think it's 100 watts. It's a good heater. It came with the tank. I got this tank in a set at PetSmart. 20-gallon fresh water. The filter is just what came with it. I need to upgrade it at some point, but not now. It is just a Topfin 20. Okay, now let's see. Let's move on to what you need, or what I use to maintain the tank. And first of all, this is just a little spot in the wall, like a wet bar, something like that. Put the tank on here. There's a sink and a nice countertop here, which is pretty good for fish. Let's start over here. So here's the fish food. I use Tetracolor. I don't know if it works or not, but it's supposed to give better color to the fish. This is what I used to use. Tetramin, it's just fine to use. I like to keep water. This is a tomato jar, or a tomato sauce jar. Just a glass jar where I can distill water. I have the sink there, and I can do quick water changes whenever I need to. I always have a net. It is important. Pick out dead fish, fish that need to be medicated, fish that are bullying other fish, that kind of thing. Also, I have a jar here where I culture snails for my other fish, my puffer fish, and these work pretty well. Just get a few snails. I actually went to PetSmart and got a jar of a few snails, and they'll just give them to you. And I put them in there and let them just multiply, and then I'll have a constant supply for the pufferfish. You want to have a thermometer in your tank. I have 2 in here because my pufferfish, I wanted to test and see if they're accurate, so I just have 2 in there. The glass ones are just fine. Paper ones, not so good. I would just go with these glass ones. A few bucks. Let's see. So, for algae, to deal with the algae situation, I get an okay amount of algae about every week. I'll scrape it And the best thing that I use is this right here. This is just a plastic version of steel wool, I would say. Very tough, plasticky sponge. It works great, and you can use it for glass and acrylic, I believe. This is a glass tank. This is what I use to test my water. There's these strips in there, and you can so you'll dip this in the water, and it'll change different colors, and then they correspond to the chart on the side, which is right there: saltwater and freshwater. Okay. This is Stability by Seachem. This will bring all of your, like if you don't want to cycle your tank as much, it's always a good idea to cycle your tank for a few weeks. You can add this, or in my case, I did not cycle it, and I was losing some fish, so I had to put this in here, and it works pretty well. Comparable brand is Safe Start, I think, from Tetra. Also from Seachem is Prime, which is what I use to treat tap water. So whenever I do a water change, I always treat the water with this Prime. I think 2 drops per gallon. Always have a. I always like to keep a towel by the tank, wipe up any mess or anything. So, and for some filters, you're gonna need activated carbon to put in the filter bag. I just have a jar of that in case I need it. The old filter I had used that. The filters for a Top Fin 20, just like this, a 3-stage filter, they work just fine. I replace them about every month and a half, and they're pretty cheap. Sometimes when you have new fish, you might want stockings, these nylon stockings, very fine mesh material, so you don't get babies sucked up. That sounds bad. Babies sucked up into your filter inlet. So I use that, and I'll just cover it over if I have babies in the tank. Mostly for my other tank, though. I like to keep a big Ziploc bag here. That would be for moving fish from tank to tank. Whenever you get a fish, you're going to get it in a bag. And sometimes I'll just keep them when I get a new fish or something. Not too much else. Let's see. Really quick look at the tank. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll get to you. I read all the comments. Alright, that's good. See you guys.